Today I want to talk about content. I love making content. I actually really like making videos. I don't necessarily like editing them and going, oh gosh, my eyebrows really need doing, which they do. I had a baby a few weeks ago and, they've just gone to the bottom of the pile, let alone anything else. But I want to talk about content because it actually takes a long time, however effective and productive you are, to be able to bring it to life. So whether that's in the conception phase where you're thinking about what you want to do and what the best way of communicating that is, or whether it's actually pulling together the technology or making sure that you've put makeup on or setting up your lights, it's going to be different for different people. And then the editing process and all of that sort of stuff. Not even forgetting the stuff that you're actually sharing. It's taken you a long time to get to the point where you've been able to suss that, or you can educate somebody, or you can share something, or you've been through the story or the lesson, however hard it would be, and you're out the other side. And this is something that I see so often. There's a block around whether it's okay to repurpose content. And I'm here to say it absolutely is. And there are so many different ways that you can do this. So you can repeat it later in the week. So say you have a podcast that comes out on a Monday, maybe on Thursday, you would reshare it, you would put it somewhere else on social media. Maybe you would pull pieces from that piece of content and use it as something else. And there are many different ways that you can do this. So quite often I will make things in video form, and there's a way then I can export them into just audio, which I can add to my podcast. And also not forgetting, not everybody likes to consume content in the same way. So there's a lot of people who listen to my podcast and they've seen the graphic on the podcast imagery type situation, but they don't necessarily know what I look like or what I wear or what I look like when I'm not sitting on that blue couch. And people are using this content at different times of the day. So likewise with my online courses, a lot of these people will not necessarily watch the video, but they will be listening to the audio over the top because, I don't know, they're cooking dinner or they're multitasking or they're doing various other things. So when you're thinking about your content, make sure that it works for you. You work too hard to bring that to life, to just share it once. But B, think about how you can bring different elements of it to life. There may be a really cracking second paragraph that you've written in a blog post that you could repurpose and put within an image and share it in a different way. Maybe there's a story that you can tell in an audio format or something that you can break down on Instagram stories. There's literally so many different things that you can do and different ways that you can approach this. And you can be creative with it. You can have fun with it. It doesn't necessarily have to be that serious or well thought out. I mean, of course you want it to be considered and well thought out, but I think sometimes we can get so stuck in trying to make every single part of it absolutely perfect. And you know what? It's all groovy. There will be some people that are also just entering into your world right now. And this was really interesting actually. Before Christmas, I did a big advertising campaign. And after that, I had a few people on Instagram saying, how did you get that? Whoa, where has this all come from? And for people who were only just starting to follow me at that point, they didn't know that I trained as an actor 25 years ago. So actually the acting stuff was my original day job, and sometimes it still is, sometimes it isn't, but that is very much part of my story and part of my career to this point. So don't assume that everybody knows everything about you, and don't assume that everybody's watching what you're doing as well. Give yourself that permission to not just reinvent the wheel every single time. There are so many different ways that you can use what you have to share in a cool, creative, and really engaging way. So I would love to hear what you think. Please comment down below and like and share and follow along if something has really resonated with you. I would love to know more, or what you do and what's really worked for your business and your brand, and maybe what your audience respond to as well. I'm always looking for ideas and new ways to do things.